Hey everybody, today we're going to do a quick video on how you can integrate Tableflow with Snowflake Horizon Catalog. This isn't an officially supported external catalog today within Confluent Cloud, but I'm going to show you how you can do it using the Iceberg Rest Catalog. So to start, I'll just show you that I've already enabled Tableflow for a particular topic within Confluent Cloud. This one is called Stock Trades, and I have it currently syncing to an Amazon S3 bucket. And I don't right now have data yet. It's just metadata. But hopefully by the time we finish this demo, the data will have materialized and we can query it successfully. So the first thing that you want to do to start preparing your Horizon catalog for receiving Tableflow data is, let's just go into Snowflake here, and we want to start creating an external volume. So an external volume is basically just a reference to our Amazon S3 bucket, or this could be your ADLS2 container, wherever your Iceberg data is. So I'm going to create the database called Tableflow DB, and I'm going to create a schema within that database called Confluent. Let's go ahead and run this. And it created successfully. So now I want to go ahead and create that external volume. And we need a couple of things that we need to fill in here. So first of all, the bucket name. And my bucket name is right here. Storage AWS role ARN. That's just our IAM role that I'm using both for Tableflow and for the purposes of this demo. So I'm going to just paste that in. That is just the same role that you would use for a provider integration. And let's go ahead and run this command. And it successfully created the external volume. But now we need to link the external volume to that IAM role so that we can interact with it, and then we can give access from Snowflake to go reach into the Iceberg Rest Catalog. So to do that, I need to describe the Tableflow external volume, and I need to retrieve the storage AWS IAM user and the storage AWS external ID. So you would find those in this property value, and the easiest way to read this would just be to open up a text editor and paste it in here, and then it's pretty easy to just grab the storage AWS IAM user. Just gonna copy that down here, and the storage AWS external ID. So now let's actually go over to our IAM role that we were using for this demo. And that role is called Confluent Tableflow role. And there it is. And I'm going to go into the trust relationships, and I'm going to hit Edit Trust Policy and just add in another few lines here. So what we need to fill in is our storage AWS IAM user ARN, which is this one, and the storage AWS external ID, which is this one. And that should be it. Let me move this to hit Update Policy. And that should be all we need to do to give permissions for Snowflake to interact with the external volume. Now let's update that external volume with everything we just did. And we can run describe external volume one more time. just to make sure that we have access. And it looks like it's working. So now we want to grant privileges on the external volume to our sysadmin, or whatever role you typically interact with your data. And this should be all we need to start setting up our external catalog. And by the way, if you do need instructions on how to set up what I've shown so far, this is going to be in a GitHub repo, and I'll link a video where I show you how to set up Tableflow as well. Okay, so now that we have the external volume created, we are next going to create the catalog integration. And to do that, we will run this command called create or replace catalog integration. And you'll see here we have the catalog integration, that will be the name of the catalog integration. We have our cluster ID listed right here. We have the catalog URI, and let me just show you really quickly where I got that. So what we're doing here is we're having Snowflake point to the Tableflow Iceberg Rest Catalog. And you can find that within the Tableflow console, right next to where it says create and view API keys. You can just click here for the copy command and get the catalog endpoint. Next, we're going to pass our client ID. This is just our Tableflow API key. And then let me copy and paste the client secret. And I'll say enabled true. So let's go ahead and run this. Okay, and it looks like I had the wrong catalog URI specified before. So let me just run this again with hopefully the correct URL. And there we have it. The catalog integration was successfully created. So we can verify that the catalog was created by showing the integrations that have the word Tableflow in them. And we have a couple in there. Now we want to grant some permissions to this catalog integration, just to the user that will be interacting with this catalog integration and with the external volume and with the database. Oh, and I've got the wrong name here, so let me just rerun everything. Okay, there we go. So now the catalog is going to be called Tableflow Catalog Integration, and I've granted access to the sysadmin role, the access to the catalog integration, the external volume, and the schema. Okay, so now we're finally ready to create the Iceberg table. And this is basically linking our Tableflow topic that is materialized in Amazon S3 or ADLS or wherever it's being stored to our Snowflake integration. So what we're going to run is this command. We're going to use the sysadmin role that we gave permission. We're going to use the database that we created earlier. We're going to use the schema called Confluent under that database. And then we're going to create an Iceberg table called stock trades, which matches our stock trades topic from Confluent, using that external volume we defined earlier, using the same catalog integration we defined earlier, and then we're using the table name that matches the one in Confluent. Okay, and I had one more error. Just make sure that you're double and triple checking that you're using the correct role and that you copy and pasted the correct external ID from this external catalog. That was my issue. But once you do that, let's see if this works. Okay, and after about maybe 10 seconds, it actually did successfully create this stock trades Iceberg table. So now we can go ahead and say show Iceberg tables in that schema. And we can see the stock trades data is showing up there. And we could maybe do a query of it as well. Okay, and there we have it. The stock trades topic is materializing in Amazon S3, and we are successfully talking to it via Snowflake Horizon Catalog We can also go here into the Database Explorer, and we can see the catalog along with the schema and the tables that have the schema that we created. So if we wanted to do this for another topic, what that would involve would be first create the topic, of course, with the data, enabling Tableflow on that topic, and then all we would need to do would be to create another Iceberg table using the same external volume because it's pointing to the same S3 location or ADLS location. Of course, calling it whatever the topic name is and referencing it in that way. And then you'd be able to basically continue on with all of your topics. Hopefully this video was helpful. I will include a link to the step-by-step instructions in case the video was too quick or not easy to follow along with. And let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know how you plan on using this. Thanks for watching.